Hello there, good evening and welcome to JoyNews Prime. This broadcast is live from our studio at Kukumlemle in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I'm Noella, Kharyne Yalley.
And I am Emmanuel. Samani. Tonight, 12 dead, dozens injured as the Road Safety Authority demands urgent upgrades on the Ofankor stretch after deadly crash this morning.
Also, AXA bribery scandal. The NPP accuses Attorney General of selective accountability and demands answers on Mahama relative.
Also tonight, antiretroviral crisis deepens as persons living with HIV ration medicines as donor-funded drugs lie at the port after over $1 million expired.
In business.
Our government signs agreement with large-scale mining firms to secure 30% of total gold output as it moves to triple the country's international reserves.
And on Prime Sports.
Well, the Black Queens keep their hopes of qualifying for the World Cup alive after defeating Ivory Coast in the playoff game.
Well, this is JoyNews, your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. We're back in a bit.
Welcome to the program. Tonight, the National Road Safety Authority is demanding urgent safety upgrades on the Ofankor stretch of the Accra-Kumasi Highway after Thursday's crash killed 12 people and left dozens others injured, including a 15-year-old girl who may be required to amputate her legs. Planning and Monitoring Director of the National Road Safety Authority, Felix Ofosu, says inadequate signage and lighting on the stretch are among the concerns requiring urgent attention. My colleague Stephen Mensah reports.
The accident happened before 4 a.m. I was going to get my car at Asufan when I heard that a tipper truck had hit an Abubuya. So,
Michael was there when the crash happened. In the early hours of Thursday morning, a journey along the Accra-Kumasi Highway ended in tragedy.
The Abubuya driver off the road. The tipper truck was also at top speed, so it hit the splinter first.
Another driver who witnessed the collision describes what happened in the moments before, during, and after the crash.
The Abubuya driver was lying dead on the road, so the police driver suggested that they move the body from the highway onto the pavement. It was while they were trying to move the body that the accident happened.
11 people died, 13 others were injured. And as the scale of the tragedy becomes clearer, members of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union arrived at the scene searching for one of their own. They were trying to find out whether their colleague was among those caught up in the crash.
My brother called me this morning for us to go to work, but I told him to go ahead and that I would join him later. When I heard about the accident, I quickly rushed here and called the Accra station to find out whether my brother had reached his destination, but they told me he had not arrived because he got married not long ago and has 3 children.
And when you have a drive to when the first wife or then what on now, my men say, I'm there's some Obama.
Well, the accident had led to some heavy gridlock on this stretch. This stretch will be leading to most parts of Accra and will be heading from Pokwase. This is the Ofankor stretch.
We also need our street lights to be functioning. Okay, so if the street lights are not functioning, definitely they can also lead to some of the crashes we see, especially with pedestrian knockdowns in the greater Accra region. So it's a concern to us as well. But so we want to use this medium to call on the authorities, i.e. the road agencies, to make sure the various street lights we have, all the other stakeholders who matter, and to make sure all the street lights are functioning, not only in Greater Accra but all over Ghana.
The Ghana National Fire Service working with some security agencies, including NADMO, and the Ghana Police Service, is working to ensure that there's easy flow of traffic on the stretch.
As it stands, the towing vehicle from road safety has managed to take away all the crashed vehicles, with the exception of one Sprinter. I can see that they are working on it in some few minutes' time. That one too will be away from this place. In fact, because of the way the place was messed up with a lot of blood, we have chemical foam, and then we used to wash the place. You can see.
From the Ofankor Pokwase stretch, I am Stephen Mensah for JoyNews.
Joining us on the phone lines is the Greater Accra Regional Fire Commander, ACFO 2, Rashid Misau. We're grateful for your time, yes, sir. It's been 12 hours since the accident. Have you made any headway in terms of investigations as to what caused the accident?
Into your cherished investigation. It's not an event process going, and just like this morning, it was stationary that all that hearing to forward today, but it's on.
Mr. Rashid, can you kindly reposition yourself so I can hear you better?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Yes, what I'm saying now is investigation is ongoing. It is a process, and then we hope at the right time, in collaboration with the police and road safety, we'll be able to come out with exactly what brought about the accident. And just like we said in the morning, our preliminary investigations is an indication that there was a stationary vehicle, and that brought about all that has happened this morning, the unfortunate story. So that is our preliminary investigations. We've not drawn our conclusions. The process is ongoing.
Now, there's also been some allegations by the people. They seem to think or believe that you did a poor job with cordon off, the area since it was an accident scene. How do you respond to that?
I think, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to educate the general public on how we operate. You see, every incident in incident management, we have two types of cordons. We have the inner cordons and we have the outer cordons. The inner cordon is being cordoned by the Ghana National Fire Service, and it is to give us an opportunity to work. And that is where our pool of equipment are kept. And even in the inner cordon, it is not everybody who is a fireman who is supposed to be in the inner cordon. Before you get into the inner cordon, you would have been detailed and given exact role to play in the incident before you enter the inner cordon, which we term as the hot zone. But the outer cordon is being manned by the Ghana police. So the outer cordon, the purpose for the outer cordon is to ward away people who came there to take videos, people who came there to just have a look at what is going on. Others even come there to pilfer. So the police responsibility in incident command management of this nature is to cordon the place for us. They are to take care of the outer cordon to prevent people from interfering in the job that we are doing. And so that is exactly what the police are supposed to do this morning, and we will manage the inner cordon to ensure that operations are successful as we did this morning. So if anyone said that we didn't cordon off the area, the firemen were very, very, very busy in extrication. And what we needed to do was to manage the inner cordon, and we did that excellently. The outer cordon to prevent people from intruding in our or interfering in our line of duty is the sole responsibility of the police to manage, and that is what literature teaches us.
Right, Commander. Thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you, my sister. I'm so grateful for this.
Well, Noella, the updates from the National Road Safety Authority indicates that the death toll is actually 12 now. Steve's report indicated 11.
Alarming.
At the time, it was 11 deaths confirmed so far. Well, meanwhile, checks by JoyNews today shows that about 80% of tricycles using major roads in Accra are operating without number plates in defiance of the law. Now, per observations, they show that only 2 out of every 10 tricycles seen on the roads had number plates attached to them, which is a violation of the law. Speaking to JoyNews, Head of Corporate Affairs at the National Road Safety Authority, Simbiat Wuridu, described the situation as disturbing and one that requires urgent attention.
In effect, it's a cause for worry for all of us that the operations at a point in time tend to pose as risk to other road users, considering their movements and the sort of items they carry in the buckets of the vehicle. We agree with the idea that they should be segregated. It's not every portion of the road that it's safe for motorcycle riders, aboboya riders to ply, considering the speed they use to ply our roads. If you ply certain roads and your speed don't match the speed limits registered for that sort of road, you intend to become a risk for other road users. And so what I can say is that not all sorts of motorcycle riders can ply some portions of the road, especially the inner lanes of our dual carriages. It's not advisable, and we all need to speak and act against it in order to ensure safety on our roads.
There are growing concerns over shortages of life-saving HIV medicines in health facilities across Ghana, with patients reportedly being forced to ration their treatment as stocks of key antiretroviral drugs, particularly dolutegravir-based regimens, run low. Now, the network of persons living with HIV, NAP+, Ghana, says significant quantities of donor-funded HIV medicines have already arrived in Ghana, but remain at the port awaiting clearance, while some facilities are reporting little or no stock. The development comes months after more than $1 million worth of HIV medicines reportedly expired while awaiting clearance at the port. And in NAP+, Ghana is demanding the immediate clearance and distribution of the medicines, warning that continued delays could undermine treatment continuity for people living with HIV. And my colleague Jason Day, with our research desk, joins us with the very latest. Jason, I'm sure you've done a lot of research on this. What did you find?
Well, what we did find is that Gent Plus Network, they are a network for gentlemen living with the virus.
Right.
They went across Greater Accra into hospitals, big hospitals, and minor hospitals, you can say, or health centers, looking for antiretrovirals, that's ARVs. And then they realized that there are shortages in some hospitals. In fact, when you go to these 12 hospitals, that should be on your screen, the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, University Ghana Hospital, Mamprobi Hospital. In fact, when you go into these 12 looking for some antiretrovirals, you wouldn't find it. Now, antiretrovirals are drugs
Essential.
that help in
immunosuppression.
Exactly. They help
the virus. Yeah.
Exactly. So they help in not being able for the virus to tend
Spread.
to AIDS, and also for a mother living with the virus not to transmit it into. So it helps in managing the virus and even for people living with the virus. But when you go into these 12 hospitals, it's shortage. And then they found that in 2023, the Global Fund actually brought in these ARVs into the country. But then they delayed at the port for so long, to the extent that it affected their useful life. That means that the expiry date that was on them had almost elapsed.
So basically the quality of the drug.
Exactly. So if you give them, if the drug, let's say, had 1 year expiry date, it had been at the port for over 8 months what this means is by the time it even gets to
the potency of the drug would have been reduced.
It's almost done. And then in 2024, more came. Instead of them to be sent, to be dispersed, more actually came to add to the ones at the port. And that was, and between 2024 and 2025, it was then dispersed. But then just a month ago, health facilities began to say that the ARVs that they have in their stocks are expired. And then they are saying that in October, by October, that is just in a few months, more of these are expected to expire. And then by February, all of them that we received in 2022 and 2024 would have expired unless something is being done about it. Now, with drugs are being expired, they also went on to say that these are the drugs that when they go into the 12 hospitals that I mentioned, there are shortages there. We can't find them. They can't get access to them. These are the drugs. For this one, it has the tenofovir. Exactly. They are going to expire by next month or even by February. These ones are expired already. And it's very, very worrying. But we know that condoms, they are available. They are readily available. But then what they are looking for, the pre-post exposure prophylaxis.
Yes.
Expired.
Thank you so much, Jason, for that brilliant work done. But also joining us, you want to take us through that?
Well, also joining us on the phone is Richard Agozom. He's a founder of Gen Plus Network for his perspective on the reported shortages of ARVs. Richard, this is not the first time we've had this conversation regarding the shortage of ARVs, but for the uninitiated, people who don't know what it means to live with HIV and depend on medicines daily, how serious or dire is this situation on the grounds where you have to now ration some of your medication?
Okay, thank you very much, and good evening to the listeners of JoyNews Network. Yes, it's quite alarming. It's quite alarming that Ghana is currently facing this particular issue when it comes to ARVs rationing. It's not what we were expecting, because we are aware that, yes, we are supposed to be taking this medication on a daily basis. And if somebody has gotten to that viral suppression, the person is actually given 6 months. And this is the case. This person came to the facility on his or her clinic day, and the person is being told, we can just get you 1 month because the medications we have there have expired or it's nearing expiring, and you have to go home and return next month. This is because we have reported shortages. This is not what Ghana should be actually looking at, because we have come far when it comes to the HIV response. Ghana is learning from other countries, and this is not what we want to sign up with the Global Fund, as well as what's in the funding curtain that is happening across the world. This is not what persons living with HIV should actually be facing when it comes to accessing healthcare and also going for their medication.
Right, Richard. I mean, you're a co-founder of Gen Plus. How are persons living with HIV also reacting to these shortages? What are they telling you? How are they also, managing the situation? Are they now having to buy some of these medications out of pockets?
So actually, in Ghana, we do not pay for our medications. Our medications are given to us freely. And for that matter, there is nowhere a person living with HIV can actually go or walk into a pharmacy and say, I'm buying ARVs. The only thing is persons living with HIV are hoping that the government will actually clear the consignments that is actually at the Tema port, because we have received new ARVs and these ARVs are still at the port. When are we going to, or are we still going to let these ARVs stay at the port for it to actually consume some time before it is being brought to regional and district stores before they reach facilities? This is absolutely not what should be happening. By this time, this medication should actually be at the facility, having persons living with HIV. But the most alarming part is persons with kidney issues are those that have actually, it's a very great concern. Persons living with HIV and also have kidney issues do not have access to medication. The reason is persons with kidney issues and also living with HIV are put on a different regimen when it comes to their medication. They take the abacavir lamivudine, and from Kolebu Teaching Hospital, there is none of these medications available. So if it is happening to Kolebu, then definitely it is happening to other regions as well.
Go, Richard. Have you engaged the Ghana Health Service or the Ministry of Health with regards to these consignments that are still stuck at the port?
Actually, when the network of persons with HIV had a encounter with the Ministry of Health, they denied that there are no medications at the port. I actually had the opportunity to speak with the PR of the Ministry of Health on one of the sister stations, and he said that there are no medications at the port and there are medications at the facility. It looks like the Ministry of Health is trying to tell persons living with HIV that their concerns are false. And absolutely that is not the case that is happening on the ground.
Right. Well, we have to bring our conversation on end here. Richard Agujo, thank you so much for your time.
Well, also tonight, the chairperson of the New Patriotic Party National Elections Committee, Frederick Opare-Ansah, has assured aspirant and delegate that the committee will ensure fairness and transparency in the party's upcoming national executives elections. Now, he said the committee would give a listening ear to all concerns and ensure that every matter brought before it is handled fairly as the party prepares to elect its national leadership ahead of the 2028 general elections. Fatal Bayaga reports.
At a press conference in Accra on Thursday ahead of the MPP's national executive elections, Frederick Opare-Ansah said the committee was committed to conducting an orderly and credible electoral process that would give all eligible aspirants a fair opportunity to contest.
We will be impartial, we will be transparent, we will apply the rules fairly and firmly. We will provide opportunity for legitimate grievances to be heard through the established processes. And we will work to deliver an election whose outcome reflects the freely expressed choice of the delegates.
He said the committee has settled on October 3 for its national executive elections to choose new leaders to steer its affairs ahead of the 2028 general elections.
The process begins next week. From the 17th to the 22nd of August 2026, will be opening and closing of nominations. From the 23rd to the 27th of August will be for filing of nomination forms. The 31st of August to 3rd September will be for vetting of aspirants. And on the 3rd of October 2026, the election proper will be held.
Opare-Ansah urged all prospective aspirants to conduct themselves responsibly throughout the campaign period in order to preserve unity within the party.
I want to address prospective aspirants directly. The National Elections Committee welcomes healthy competition. Competition for leadership is part of the democratic character of our party. We therefore expect aspirants and their supporters to campaign vigorously for the confidence of delegates. But we also expect that competition to be conducted with respect to one another, respect for the party, and respect for the rules governing the election. At the end of this process, there must still be one new patriotic party. No individual ambition should be greater than the collective interest of the party.
The party says the timetable is intended to ensure a smooth and transparent process as it prepares to elect a new national leadership to guide its reorganization and preparations for the 2028 polls. For JoyNews, Fatal Bayaga, MPP Headquarters.
Stay with the MPP because they have accused the Attorney General Dominic Ayine of lacking the credibility to independently investigate or prosecute the latest bribery allegations involving the AXA Energy Power Project. Speaking at the party's headquarters, MPP MP for Menchia South, Naneje Bafua says the Attorney General's handling of several previous cases, including the Saglemi Housing Project, Unibank cases, have created concerns about selective accountability. The party argues that because of some people who could come under scrutiny are politically connected to the governing NDC, the investigation should be handled in a manner that inspires public confidence. Listen.
The MPP wishes to place on record its lack of confidence in the current Attorney General as far as the handling of this matter is concerned. Since assuming office on the 22nd of January 2025, Dr. Dominic Kharyne, as Attorney General, has been associated or has been keen with the filing of discontinuance or nolle prosequi or abandonment of prosecutions involving persons connected with both the previous government and the current NDC administration. We recall, in particular, the Attorney General's entry of nolle prosequi in matters including the SNIT scandal, the Saglemi Housing Projects case, the Cocoa Board related cases, the Unibank case, among others. These decisions have raised serious questions about accountability, the recovery of public funds, and the extent to which taxpayers may ultimately bear the financial consequences. Against this background, we do not believe that the Attorney General can command the confidence of the Ghanaian public to independently investigate or prosecute allegations involving officials or politically connected persons of the NDC.
Now, the Minister of Labour, Jobs and Employment, Rashid Pelpo, is appealing to striking members of the Ghana Association of University Administrators to remain calm as government steps up efforts to resolve their concerns. The association reactivated its nationwide strike on Monday, August 10, 2026, over disparities in market premiums and other unresolved conditions of service. Now, speaking on the sidelines of an engagement, the minister said the concerns raised by the association are currently before the finance minister for consideration, assuring that no member would be shortchanged in the process.
Because we work with the unions, sometimes I'm very uncomfortable discussing them in the media. But for me, I think what has happened with the strike of GAWA is very unfortunate. We've sat with GAWA and concluded negotiations with them, and they've signed. The academic senior members have also sat with their concluded negotiations with them. In union matters, this comparison does not matter. For them to come and say, we've looked at what others are taking, and so it is unfair that you negotiated that with us. They are a unique group, administrators. If they deserve any conditions, they are supposed to put the package together. They are not supposed to ride on the back of anybody. No salary administration in the world does that. And that is very unfortunate. First of all, we only consolidated the numerous allowances that have been created around the interim market premium. That's what we did. They had only 2, and we did a consolidation. The academic senior members had 3, and they are already benefits that they are taking. So we don't understand where the challenge is coming from. And we believe that it is something that we will need to address even moving into the Independent Emolument Commission. The administrators do a different work. The academic senior members do a different way. This comparison doesn't help anybody.
Issues have been presented to us, in fact, long before the strike. Let me first of all commend them for waiting up to this time. I will still encourage them to have still waited, because issues that touch on the economy don't just reflect a demand. When you ask for something, it doesn't reflect a response, immediate response. Because the economy is a machine that works. Its financial period of operation is a whole year. So once an issue is taken into consideration, it takes a period of time to manifest into real action. So the finance minister has taken consideration of everything, And we are moving towards finalizing response to make sure they are fully taken care of. So,
what time limit are we expecting a response?
Within the period that will be that it will work into the next budget, because as the finance minister said, he has considered it. In fact, everything is done about it, except that he has to finalize and sign a document for it to operate. And that's why I'm saying that I commend them for waiting, and I still commend them if they would keep waiting until we finalize issues. So my response to the Gawa leadership is that they should continue to wait until we take the decision. There will never be short change. We would listen to them. We have listened to them. We are looking forward to a final solution to it. We appreciate the concerns they have presented, and they are genuine, and we will not do anything that will subvert their expectations.
We're still watching JoyNews Prime. We'll take a quick breather. Don't go away.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
No. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes, respond with Mala 2. Fight malaria with Mala 2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala 2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Malaria's remedy is Lonat. Therefore, we're gonna use Lonat to recover. You have malaria? Yes, please. Are you shivering?
Yes.
You got chills?
Yes.
Take Lonat. First day, take Lonat. Second day, take Lonat. Third day, take Lonat. That's all. Lonat scatter malaria. Lonat scatter malaria.
This advert is FDA approved.
Upgrade your print game with Konica Minolta, proudly powered by SkySat Technologies. From all-in-one machines that print, scan, and copy to professional systems and heavy-duty production machines, we deliver unmatched performance. Right now, SkySat has an unbeatable offer. 1 entire year of free servicing on all Konica Minolta machines. That's 12 months of expert maintenance for new and existing customers. Visit our new VIP Print Center at Pegasus Place, Airport Residential Area for a live demonstration. Call us on 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. Again, it's 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. SkySat Technologies. Performance that delivers every time. Palladium Residences in Achimota isn't just an address, it's the home you truly earned. Secure your place with just a 10% deposit and choose from beautifully designed modern apartments or spacious townhouses built for everyday comfort. This is more than a building. It's a vibrant, curated community with a clubhouse, state-of-the-art gym, and an on-site hotel, all at ABC Junction, minutes from Achimota Mall. Enjoy city energy while retreating to your private sanctuary. Call now to reserve your unit and benefit from limited launch incentives, including priority unit selection, executive pricing, and flexible payment options available. Don't miss the chance to pick the best homes. Book your private site visit today. Call 050-9823-424. Palladium Residences. Live smart, invest better.
My name is Pamela from customer service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
That's right. Did you see that? That is me. Without me, that tap would just be decoration.
That's so. So when the water comes, where exactly is it waiting? Pipe. I also didn't see any bedroom no. Me tank. Me na me kura.
At least I move water.
And I keep it safe.
Without me, nothing flows.
What's happening?
I bring the life.
I preserve it.
Hey, why is the water going on and off like this? Maybe I can do it alone.
Maybe I need you too.
Strong, reliable, built for every home.
Syntex pipes and tanks, the perfect
water team. Syntex, a year strong, a year tough.
Discover Willow Lane in Sakumono, one of Ghana's most prime community. These expertly designed 4-bedroom homes feature a private elevator, 4 ensuite bedrooms, private balconies, walk-in closets, and a gourmet kitchen and a maid's quarters. Perfect for families, executives, investors, and retirees. Our community offers a swimming pool, playground, and 3-tier security for your peace of mind. Experience the ultimate in comfort, convenience, and community here at Willow Lane, Sakumon. Visit wayley.org or call 0240-111119 or 0308-040500 to book your tour today. Wayley, your trusted home builder.
When you're little, days are extremely busy. Work, traffic jams, meetings, conference calls. Luckily, our mom is here to take good care of us with day-by-day baby and day-by-day kids and their naturally active ingredients. Our skin is hydrated, soothed, and protected all day long. Yes, hello.
You're welcome back. This is JoyNews Prime.
Now, the Christian Council of Ghana has joined calls for the police to swiftly address the apparent breaches suffered by a man who was assaulted while in custody. Now, this follows a directive from the Interior Minister for the police to conduct a full-scale investigation into an apparent breach of police custody that allowed civilians access to an arrested person at the police CID headquarters who was subsequently assaulted. The minister further demands that any officer found culpable is to face appropriate disciplinary action.
Now, President John Mahama says construction of the Upper East Airport is expected to be completed within 24 months, with government targeting the cutting of sword for the project by the end of the year. Now, speaking during his tour of the Upper East region, President Mahama said, although the contractual period is 24 months, contractors have assured government that they can complete the project ahead of schedule. Now, he said government intends to develop a city around the airport to stimulate economic activity and attract investors to the region.
But we want to develop a city around the airport so that it can have added value. We want to open up the country to air travel because there are some people who want to go very quickly to Accra, transact their business and come back quickly. You cannot sit in a bus for 11 hours going to Accra and 11 hours coming back. And so the time has come for Upper East to have an airport. Before passengers from Upper East have to drive 100 miles, 160 kilometers to Tamale to catch the aircraft from Tamale to Accra. And when they come, they drop in Tamale and they have to drive 160 kilometers to come back to the Upper East. That will be a thing of the past. You'll be able to fly from here directly to Accra without driving to Tamale. And so this is going to be an important enabler of economic activity. Aside from that, there are many businesses here in the Upper East region. We have the gold mines. They have to move their gold down to Accra. Sometimes they have to use a bullion van or charter a helicopter. And so it will be easy for them to bring it here and fly their gold bullion to Accra. And so, like he said, the project is 24 months. I've been following the process of the procurement. I want us to let it go quickly. There are 3 airports. Wa Airport, Wa is getting a new airport. Upper East is getting an airport, and then Sunyani is also getting a new airport. And so we hope that by the end of the year, we'll come back here and we'll cut the sod for the airport to start. Even though they've given 24 months, the contractors assure us that they can do it in a shorter time than that. And so very soon I'll come back, join you, our paramount chiefs, and the people of Upper East to cut the sod on this site.
Well, President Mahama also assured residents that roads left out of the first phase of government's Big Push program would be captured in subsequent phases. He said by the end of the 5-year program, he expects every constituency to have its road needs addressed.
Work is, on schedule. And so we hope that you keep up to the schedule so that by next year, we can come and commission this road. It's my hope that by 2028, the whole stretch from here to Wa would have been completed. And so if we're driving from Bogatanga to Wa, we'll have a very, very smooth road to ride on. Our intention is to link all the regional capitals to each other with good roads. And then also some of the major districts will also receive road improvements.
Well, still on governance, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection has assured inmates of the Gambaga Witches Camp that the passage of the Anti-Witchcraft Bill remains a top priority for government. Agnes Namamolati gave the assurance during an inspection of the camp as part of her working visit to the Northeast region, and correspondent Ilyasu Tanko reports.
Upon arrival in the regional capital, Nalirgu, the minister paid a courtesy call on the Mampurugu overlord, Nabohaga Abdullahi Mahami Sheriga. She briefed the traditional ruler on the purpose of her visit and sought his permission to undertake her activities in the region. The minister was accompanied by the East Mamprese Municipal Chief Executive, officials of the ministry and party executives.
Before the government or the state comes in, when there's vulnerability, when there's abuse or any issue at all, we know our traditional leaders are there to support or hold the fort before even the law takes place or takes charge of all the issues. So we want to say a big thank you on behalf of the ministry. And so far, the collaboration and the support we've received from them has made the work of the government and the ministry very easy.
The minister also met the Gambalana and his council of elders to address issues affecting vulnerable persons, particularly women accused of witchcraft. The engagement forms part of efforts by the ministry to strengthen collaboration with traditional authorities and other stakeholders to address the challenges facing persons living in witch camps. In his address, the Gambalana highlighted the difficult living conditions of the inmates and appealed to the minister for urgent intervention to improve their welfare.
Honourable Minister, we have not asked for sympathy. We are asking for justice and protection. I humbly appeal to you and your ministry to provide emergency shelter and material to renovate the existing structure. Connect the camp to potable water and 3 boreholes. Construct a fence wall and install solar lights for security. Include all women and men in the social protection programs, LEAP, livelihood grants and health insurance. Your ministry is a mother ministry. If you act, these grandmothers and mothers will sleep knowing that government sees them and values them.
In her response, the minister expressed appreciation to the Gambalana and the traditional authorities for providing a safe haven for persons who have been banished from their communities following accusations of witchcraft.
Even in the midst of scarce resources, we want to appreciate you. Thank you very much.
The minister subsequently visited the Gambaga witches camp, where she interacted with the inmates and listened to their concerns. She assured the inmates that the government remains committed to protecting their rights and improving their living conditions. The minister said the passage of the anti-witchcraft bill is high on the government's agenda and will provide greater protection for persons accused of witchcraft while helping to prevent abuses associated with such accusations.
The first thing is the law, which will criminalize the abuse of their rights.
Yes.
And that is what is top of our agenda, that this abuse in the homes and even in the camp should stop. We need the law to back it, and we are far advanced in getting the law passed.
She further assured them that the government will work to ensure the passage and effective implementation of the law. The camp continues to face several challenges, including inadequate food supplies, poor accommodation and security, stigma, and limited access to healthcare. The minister inspected the accommodation facilities and other parts of the camp and assured the inmates that steps will be taken to address their immediate concerns and improve their living conditions.
It is also to have first-hand information on the living conditions, what has changed over the period, what can be done to make sure that it remains a safe haven, not one that is tagged to be stigmatized.
Now, the stakes are getting even higher at the 2026 National Science and Maths Quiz as Prime Time introduces a new clean sheet challenge that could turn round 4 into a major jackpot moment for competing schools. Under the new initiative, a school that answers all 8 true or false questions correctly in round 4 will achieve a perfect 16-point clean sheet and walk away with a special reward. Primetime Client Service Director Samani, speaking with JoyNews ahead of the launch, said the initiative is designed to recognize schools that demonstrate exceptional precision in the high-pressure round.
This year we're introducing the clean sheet. It's sponsored by Jupi.
Interesting.
Yes, the round 4. It's another tricky round where if the answer is not true, it is false, and if you get it wrong, you are penalized. So, and if you're penalized, your opponent, so to speak, is able to get his or her right, it means that you've lost by 3 points. So it's very key that you get it on point, and therefore schools have also been able to change the narrative by winning or amassing a lot of points in the fourth round, that's the true or false. And therefore, if you're able to make 16 points. That's if you're able to answer all 8 questions correctly. That's a clean sheet for you, and goes with the rewards from Jupe.
I remember last year, every girls in the nationals. That's how come they were able to progress.
Yes.
To the, I think, quarterfinals.
Yes.
Yeah, they answered all their questions in the true or false stage, and that propelled them to the next stage.
It's like a specialist round. I mean, that's where people or schools, for that matter, effect changes, where they have people who are very specialized in terms of answering the true or false, so that they can make a difference.
Well, who do you think is gonna win this year?
I mean, my school isn't in, but let me, off my head.
Presec.
Okay, fine. Let me just agree with you. Presec, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to Presec?
No, I didn't go to Presec.
What school did you go to?
It remains to be seen.
It
remains to be seen.
Anyway, it's now time for the N to go, the N and the S. But before I go, in a sweeping development drive across the Jirakpa municipality, Member of Parliament Cletus Seidu Dapila and Municipal Chief Executive Peter N. Tong, I'm hoping I, pronounced that right, then they have handed over a series of critical educational healthcare and sanitation projects aimed at transforming the livelihoods of rural residents. Now, that day-long tour saw the commissioning of a newly constructed junior high school block, a rural healthcare facility, a modern public toilet, and the mass distribution of school furniture. JoyNews' Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Jirakpa. After that, Showbiz is up next.
It started with furniture, 970 decks handed over, dual, mono, and hexagonal tables. The MP says no child in 2026 should lie on the ground to learn, and 2,000 more are on the way next week. MP Cletus Seidu Dapila says the shame of children learning on bare floors must stop now.
There's no need in this modern era where people will go to school and be lying on, on the floor to write or read. So the President, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, is working tirelessly to ensure that schools without furniture or the issue of no furniture in schools will soon be over. So I want to assure the people of Jirakpa that I'm sure by next week we'll take delivery of some 2,000 more furniture.
For the GS director, it was relief. For years, he watched pupils crawl like pythons just to write. Hudu Kunati says the new desks will change the face of learning in Jiruba.
You get to some schools and you see children creeping on their bellies like pythons. But I think with what we are receiving, that event or the story will begin actually to change.
Next stop, Konko, a brand new 1 million city junior high school block for St. Augustine, built in 6 months. The old block will now become a primary school, so every JHS child has a feeder. MC Peter N. Antoine says the goal is simple: build a pipeline from primary to JHS to improve results.
It is the only JHS in town that has no primary school. All others have primary schools. So they take students after the others have selected their students. So if we see of late, the performance is not so good in St. Augustine's because the others select and give them the rest that are not selected. So we want to solve that problem by trying to attach a primary school to St. Augustine's JHS.
In Mbarakompare, mothers no longer have to travel far to deliver. A new chief's compound with delivery room, cold room, OPD, and nurses accommodation is open. MP Dapila says health is the foundation and the facility comes at the right time for free primary health care.
One of the factors that was considered in the location of this project was the community nurses students. The principal and the director of health services appealed to me several times that they need to have a clinic around where they can come and do practical programs of their students. So that is one of the factors that necessitated the siting of the project here, and the community as well. So it will serve the twin community, Nimbari and Kompore, and any other person that will want to access this facility.
The tour ended in Tiza with a 10-seater public toilet. For years, the bucket had none. The MP calls it personal, but there is a catch: user fees. The facility will be run privately to keep it clean, but officials warn toilets alone won't solve it. The new push is for every house to have its own toilet.
What they have done is actually meant for people on transit and people who come to market. The policy by the government is now we have to try to build household toilets.
Paramount Chief of Yoruba, Nadina Donlobongana III, had a word. He condemned families who block development by refusing to release land.
And for that matter, I take anything that has to do with education very seriously. And that's why I use the powers that I have to ensure that this structure is erected, irrespective of the resistance of some families and others. So it is today somebody's resistance. Tomorrow when you also resist me, I also resist you. So it is our lot. Development is everybody's lot. Let's do it together.
Today, Jiriba didn't just commission buildings, it commissioned dignity. Dignity for the child who will write on the floor again. Dignity for the mother who can deliver safely. Dignity for the trader who now has a toilet. 970 decks today, 2,000 more next week. The message from Jiriba is clear. Development must be felt where the people are. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Jiriba.
All right, so I'm still here. I know we mentioned that I'd be out of here, but there's no show of it, unfortunately. But up next is business. I'm Noella, Kharyne Yalley.
And I am Emmanuel, Samani. But of course, you can find more news when you log onto our website. It's myjoyonline.com. Well, take care of yourself. Be well. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Is your tech holding you back? Feeling lost in a maze of outdated gadgets? Relax. Come with me to Configure.
Magic. Now I've been international fashion designer. No more pencil than talk matter beer. Configure. Class in boy.
Oh, number one.
Ghana, we don't just sell electronics, we transform your life. From office to home appliances and more, we have everything you need to step into the future.
Configure, class in Configure, number one.
Welcome to a place where everyday living is reimagined, where space, movement, and community come together effortlessly. With thoughtfully designed spaces, modern facilities, and everything you need within reach, you don't just live here, you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. Step inside Eden Heights and discover spaces crafted for comfort, style, and everyday living. And just when it feels right, you will know. Because this isn't just about finding a house, it's about stepping into a better way of living.
Eden Heights, the height of modern living.
Book a private viewing today.
So this strategy will lead. Oh no, not again.
Sir, relax. The generator will come on now.
The generator is not working.
Why stress yourself when the experts are just one tap away? Introducing Left Power, the smart emergency support app from Left Signature Limited. With Left Power, certified engineers respond fast, anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stories.
Hello, sir. This is Left Signature Limited. The request has been received and our engineers are already on their way. Please relax. We've got you covered.
This is professional. Every Left expert is certified, verified, and can be tracked in real time. Oh, you'll know they're coming before they even arrive. From electrical engineering and solar power systems to data center management, cloud services, smart automation, and software development, Left Signature delivers excellence, fast, reliable, and professional. Left Power.
Your solution is just one tap away.
Available on Play Store and App Store.
Welcome to Prime Business. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. The economy grew by 5.1% in May this year. That's according to the latest monthly indicator of economic growth and activities report released by the Ghana Statistical Service. There is more in this report.
According to the Ghana Statistical Service, the services sector was the main driver of this growth. It actually contributed 51%, followed by industry with 23.8%, while agriculture contributed 21.2%. In terms of sectorial performance and growth, services again led the pack with 7.2% growth, followed by industry which grew by 4.2%, attributed to growth observed in the mining and quarrying subsector. Agri sector's 3.6% growth was driven by the crops and livestock sector. The Ghana Statistical Service further explained that the 5.1% growth showed that, or in layman's term, for every 100 Ghana cedis of activity in May last year, the Ghanaian economy produced about 105 Ghana cedis, showing signs of positive growth. However, a careful look at the numbers showed that when you do a year-on-year comparison, that is May last year to May this year, then growth actually slowed.
The government has reached an agreement with large-scale mining companies for the implementation of the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Program, GANRAP. The Finance Minister, Dr. Kharyne Forson, says the agreement marks a major step towards strengthening Ghana's reserves and building greater economic resilience. Government has formally secured the commitment of large-scale mining companies to participate in the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Program. Under the arrangement, 30% of gold produced by participating mining companies will be sold to the Gold Board, refined locally and transferred to the Bank of Ghana for reserve accumulation. This was announced by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kharyne Forson, in Accra.
That understanding at the time was for Gold Board, Bank of Ghana, and the miners represented by the chamber to go through some negotiation. I'm happy to inform you that today's signing of the Memorandum of Understanding signifies that we have successfully come to an understanding, mutual understanding, that policy will be implemented effective the date of signing. And so it is my honor to inform the people of Ghana and all our stakeholders that government has arrived at an understanding with the miners and the chamber to implement the GANRAP agreement.
The Lands and Natural Resource Minister, Emmanuel says government will maintain close cooperation with the mining industry as implementation begins.
I want to make a point that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources will continue to cooperate with you, working with the chamber and their members in going forward. I will just simply urge that this is a new program, and obviously we have to be very flexible in dealing with some of the issues as they come. And I know that you have been very, very accommodating. And so I'm sure that we will be, as we go forward, as issues crop up, we will be coming with you and to assure them that I will always be there working with them to make sure we address these issues, which we all know ultimately is in the national interest.
Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, described the 30% commitment from the mining companies as a meaningful contribution to national development.
We are equally grateful to Gold Board for the support that makes this program possible. And of course to the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for the policy leadership that has brought all parties to this table. The Bank of Ghana remains committed to working closely with all stakeholders to ensure that the successful implementation of this agreement happens and to maximize its benefits for the Ghanaian people.
The Chamber of Mines says it supports the policy, particularly its objective of building a stronger reserve accumulation and establishing internationally accredited gold refineries in Ghana.
We need to look at GANRAP beyond even it's up to 2028. And the way to do that is to make it an incentive-based system. You find that beneficiation, local beneficiation is sustainable if it is incentive-led. Because even the way GANRAP has been shaped, if we have some incentives like you have in Tanzania, you have in India, you have in South Africa, where for those who decide to process, and refine their gold locally, get some incentives, we could also do the same and ensure that Ghana becomes a hub for refinery in the West African sub-region.
The agreement forms part of a broader effort by government to retain greater value from Ghana's gold resources, strengthen foreign exchange reserves, and deepen local value addition in the mining sector. Now, the Association of Ghana Industries has raised concerns over rising electricity costs facing businesses, warning that some companies have been hit with electricity tariff adjustment of more than 40%. Speaking at the AGI second quarter business barometer presentation and corporate forum, AGI President Kofi Nsian-Poku said the development was adding to the cost pressures confronting businesses despite recent improvements in Ghana's macroeconomic conditions.
Today's forum also offers the opportunity for us to reflect on how our business will perform in the second half of the year. Some experts have already flagged some of the risks to the gains we have experienced in the first half of the year. These include the Middle East conflict and our heavy dependence on gold, cocoa, and oil as the main exports. The rising cost of electricity and water is a major setback. To cite an example, early this year, Electricity Corporation, ECG, withdrew from our electricity board customers a previously negotiated tariff agreement that had provided discounted end-user rates to electricity board customers. The withdrawal exposed affected companies to upward tariff adjustments in excess of about 40%, applied with immediate effect, and this is what they have to deal with in addition to tariff increments we have already experienced this year. We want to leave this room with a shared understanding of the constraints facing Ghanaian businesses and with concrete, actionable recommendations that can inform policy and practice going forward. We recognize that government cannot build a resilient economy alone, and neither can business do. It is in the quality of our dialogue.
Meanwhile, Accra Brewery Limited has appealed to the government to postpone the implementation of the newly approved excise duty increase on locally manufactured beer, calling for further stakeholder consultation to assess the potential impact on businesses, consumers, and the wider economy. The call was made by the country director of ABL, Tatokule Wanga during the Association of Ghana Industry Second Quarter Business Barometer presentation and corporate forum.
The excise duty applicable to imported beer products would remain unchanged at 47.5%. These proposed changes would place significantly greater tax burden on locally manufactured products, particularly those that support local agriculture and domestic value addition. The impact on the industry would affect production costs, pricing, market demand and employment, and future investment decisions. Let me be clear, our appeal is not against taxation, nor is it opposed to government's legitimate objective of mobilizing revenue for national development. We fully recognize the importance of a fair, efficient, and sustainable tax system. Rather, we are advocating for a measured, consultative, and sustainable approach that balances the revenue mobilization with economic growth, local manufacturing employment, investment, agricultural development, and consumer welfare. Today, we respectfully request consideration of postponing implementation of the approved excise bill to provide government and industry with the necessary constructive engagement with government, AGI, and all relevant stakeholders to find solutions that support Ghana's economic transformation.
The Central Securities Depository Limited has launched Investor Connect, a secure digital platform aimed at transforming how investors access and manage information about their securities and holdings. Here's more.
The platform, which forms part of CSD's broader digital transformation agenda, is designed to give investors convenient and secure access to their securities portfolio, account information, and other value-added services from anywhere at any time. Speaking to Joy Business, Head of Operations at Central Securities Depository, Faustina Coleman-Forson, underscored the operational significance of the new platform, noting its potential to improve service delivery and provide investors with a more efficient channel for interacting with information relating to their investment.
The public that we are serving can have direct access to the CSD or a quicker access to the CSD by going through their brokers. But now with the investor portal, they can have a quicker access to their brokers as well as to the CSD, because before you had to physically walk to your broker or your bank to be able to have a CSD account and buy some securities that are on the market. But with Investor Portal, it means that you can sit anywhere, anytime, and initiate the onboarding process for your broker or a bank to pick it up and facilitate the eventual opening of the CSD account. So it makes it really, really quick, something that could have taken days to have a CSD account. Now, within a few minutes or a few hours, if all your information is ready and correct.
Head of Data Analytics at CSD, Moses Abaka, highlighted the role of technology and data in improving the investor experience and making securities information more accessible.
So the investor portal is to give online access to investors who own securities such as treasury bonds, equities, and those prospective ones who want to come to their market so that they can have access to their securities online, either through the mobile app or through the web application. The goal is to promote transparency.
The media briefing also provided an opportunity for journalists to gain first-hand insight into Investor Connect and CSD's wider role within Ghana's capital market ecosystem.
Away from that, bulk oil distribution companies are pushing back against claims that they are behind the recent daily increases in fuel prices at the pumps by some oil marketing companies. The BDC say they do not determine retail prices at the pumps, raising fresh questions about what is driving the frequent price adjustments. There is more in the following Business Desk report.
The response by the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors follows another round of increase
in fuel prices by some of the oil marketing companies, even after the officially sanctioned August 1 date this month. Since that time, some of the oil firms have gone up on prices on 2 occasions at the pumps. Now, this mimics that daily increases in prices at the pumps last month. But for some of the bulk oil distribution companies, they have described this latest round of increases at the pumps as interesting because most of them, on the contrary, have waived some charges on the various petroleum products, and that should have seen these oil marketing firms keep prices unchanged or in some circumstances cut prices at the pumps. Meanwhile, some industry persons are now revising their notes that fuel prices could be going down from the 16th of this month. This is due to the sudden spike in prices of crude oil on the international market, which could now change the dynamics going forward in terms of prices at the pumps here in Ghana.
MTN Ghana is encouraging businesses to strengthen customer loyalty by rewarding consumers who drive sustained usage of its products and services. Speaking at the MTN at 30 Consumer Promo Prize presentation, the Chief Customer Experience Officer, Jemima Kote-Walsh, said MTN's 30th anniversary consumer promotion has already awarded 3 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prado vehicles, with 6 more vehicles and cash prizes of up to 30,000 Ghana cedis still up for grabs. She adds that the 3-month promotion is designed to reward customer loyalty while encouraging increased use of its voice, data, and mobile money services.
MTN Ghana's 30th anniversary consumer promotion is rewarding customers for increased use of its telecommunications and digital services. Speaking at the MTN at 30 Consumer Promo Prize presentation, Chief Customer Experience Officer Jemima Kote-Walsh said 3 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prado vehicles have already been awarded, with 6 more vehicles and cash prizes of up to 30,000 Ghana cedis still available. She said customers qualify by purchasing airtime and data, browsing, buying bundles, or conducting mobile money transactions.
It's the MTN 30 promo, and it's accessible to all our customers. You just have to spend, buy airtime, data, keep browsing, do mobile money transactions, buy bundles, and you're eligible to participate in the awards, So what I'd like to say to customers is that today we've given away 3 Land Cruiser Prado vehicles. 3 brand new, and we have 6 more to give away. So there's still opportunity for customers as the promo is reset every month. So they should keep spending, keep using, and they stand a wonderful chance of winning one of these vehicles. But that's not all we're giving. We're also giving a lot of cash prizes, all the way up to about 30,000 Ghana cedis. So there's a lot of, cash rewards in there as well as lifestyle rewards. So
Senior Manager of Product UX and Design at MTN Ghana, Eric Poplampo, says the rewards extend beyond vehicles with cash prizes of up to 30,000 Ghana cedis and other lifestyle rewards available to customers. He stated that the promotion has about 2 draws remaining as it moves towards the end of the 3-month campaign.
We have about some 2 weeks to finish up on the race. It is a 3-month promotion, if I should say, and we would encourage every customer, every loyal MTN customer who hasn't been a part of it, to rally behind and join in, because there are so many much more rewards to give out. Again, like I mentioned, from cash rewards up onto 3,000 Ghana cedis, and the ultimate, which is the Land Cruiser. And so we have just some few weeks to wrap up, so we would encourage every customer to be a part of it. It's primarily about encouraging customers to do more and be a part of the family, right? So it's just our way of giving back to the community, having been existent for the past 30 years.
MTN Ghana says the promotion forms part of its broader 30th anniversary celebrations and is intended to give back to consumers while driving sustained engagement with its services. The company says the remaining 2 draws provide more opportunities for customers to benefit before the promotion ends.
Moving on, the Managing Director for Republic Bank Ghana, Dr. Benjamin Joboku, has stated that the bank's partnership with the multimedia group to headline the JoyNews Habitat Fair confirms the long-standing commitment of the bank in housing sector. Dr. Jobuku made a statement after the bank signed a deal with the Multimedia Group yesterday as headline sponsors of the fair.
JoyNews Habitat Fair promises to be different, offering varied opportunities for potential homeowners and patrons. According to the new headline sponsor, Republic Bank, Ghana's housing deficit is largely attributed to affordability. The bank says its collaboration with the Multimedia Group will help bridge this gap by providing potential homeowners with a variety of options to make home ownership more accessible.
Republic Bank, as you are aware, we started as a home finance company. Currently, we are market leaders, and therefore, we want to see how we can work together with a close partner like Multimedia to close this deficit, or at least attempt closing the deficit. That is the reason we are embracing this. It is national in nature.
General Manager for Joy Brands, Fifi Kumsin, has assured that this year's event, which is expected to begin with a series of mini clinics, will introduce a different dynamic for both patrons and participants.
Republic Bank became the title sponsor of the Habitat Fair of our Kumasi brands. That was a very exciting time. And we've had a very exciting journey. As a result of that, just this year, we have had an extension of a further 5 years, and that has been signed. It just signals that there's something good working. Today, in the same spirit, we sign a further, and in this case, for the Accra brands, 3 years partnership with the Republic Bank. That makes Republic Bank the title sponsor of the entire Habitat Fair portfolio of the Multimedia Group nationwide. Indeed, that is a statement of confidence, and at the Multimedia Group, we do not take this lightly.
As part of efforts to bring home ownership closer to citizens, the Volta Regional Capital Hall will for the first time host one of the mini clinics for this year's event. Here's General Manager for Sales, Max Fuga.
We're taking the brand to where the potential home owners or home buyers are. And so we'll be doing one in Laboni, around the Palace Mall in Laboni. We'll be doing a second one at the airport, number 1 airport square. Again, we believe that people in those areas have housing needs, but they're not getting the right information. And so we are moving to the doorstep of a potential homeowners. And then we're going to do Ho, and do the final one at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, somewhere in November. And then we go and do Kumasi for the Kumasi market. So it's getting bigger, it's getting exciting, and we're offering 360 solution for everything housing.
Indeed, it's going to get bigger and better on this year's fair. Now, moving on, Mobile Money FinTech is seeking to expand Ghana's FinTech talent pool beyond Accra with the launch of the Momo FinTech Lab to identify and develop young innovators across the country. There's more in this report.
Mobile Money FinTech says the new Momo FinTech Lab is designed to decentralize access to FinTech opportunities by identifying innovators outside Accra. According to the Chief Executive of Mobile Money FinTech, Shaibu Haruna, the program will operate across Accra, Kumasi, and Tamale with shortlisted participants receiving mentorship from established FinTech players and support to develop solutions that address local business and community needs.
We noticed that a lot of our FinTechs are all based in Accra. And we believe that there are a lot of skills sitting in the regions that needs to be unearthed. And for us to build an inclusive digital economy, we need everybody and every talent to come on board. And for us, this is a humble initiative to scale and build talent and ensure that ideas are being solved, are being harness to solve local problems and local reality.
Beyond training, the initiative is expected to create a pipeline for promising ideas to become commercially viable digital products. Mobile Money FinTech says scalable solutions could be exposed through its platform and potentially developed for integration into the Momo ecosystem as the company seeks to support entrepreneurship and job creation.
A program where governance will be taught, where compliance will be taught, where cybersecurity will be taught, where data protection will be taught. And then by the time you come out and you want to launch your own product and services, you have good guidance around it.
The initiative comes as Ghana's fintech sector continues to evolve, with the Bank of Ghana highlighting development in virtual assets, open banking, digital credit, and artificial intelligence.
That's all for business here on Prime Business. My name is Winston Takin, and let's bring you how the Ghana city has been performing on the local market and also international news update. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is Prime Sports.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
No. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes, respond with Mala 2. Fight malaria with Mala 2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala 2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Northern Ghana is making history. The Ghana Exim Bank and North Shore Apro Ghana Limited proudly invite you to the official opening of Phase 1 of the North Shore Apro Hub, a wholly Ghanaian-owned Apro manufacturing enterprise under the 24-hour economy initiative. Funded by the Ghana Exim Bank and partners, this landmark project will create 3,000 jobs at commissioning and up to 10,000 jobs at full operation. His Excellency, the President, John Dramani Mahama, will officially commission the facility, joined by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Sylvester Adinam Mensah. Date, Friday, 28 August 2026. Time, 12 noon. Venue, North Shore Apro Hub, Sabalugu, near Tamale in the Northern Region. Join us as we celebrate Ghanaian enterprise, job creation, and a bold step towards industrial transformation.
Corporate Ghana, are you ready? The biggest gathering of Corporate Ghana is back. It's time for the Joy Sports Invitational 2026, where competition meets networking, fun meets fitness, and champions are made. Battle it out in football. Take your shot in the thrilling CEO penalty shootout. Test your speed in the lineman spoon race. Laugh your way through the unisex sack race. Pull together in the tag of peace. Show your accuracy in the female penalty shootout. Flex your strength in the arm wrestling and enjoy many more exciting activities. Join us on Saturday, 29th August 2026 at the University of Ghana Stadium. We kick off the day with a high-energy aerobic session from 6 a.m. So come early, warm up, and get ready for an unforgettable day. Ready to register? Call or WhatsApp Sleving on 0242-376445. The Joy Sports Invitational Tournament 2026 is proudly sponsored by Toyota, Superior Quality, Minerals Commission, the regulator of the mining industry in Ghana, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app, Abako, Services Bibri, Latex Foam, your partner for life, Copia Leasing, Renting and Maintenance Services, Virtual Security Africa, Complete Security Solutions. Joy Sports Invitational 2026. Let's compete, connect, and celebrate the true spirit of Corporate Ghana.
Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao, and the Joy Sports Invitational. We're just about 16 days now to the very biggest corporate fan festival happening at the University of Ghana Stadium on August 29. And tonight, Minerals Commission are the latest to be part of the festival, and they are confident of picking all trophies this year's tournament scheduled for the August 29 University of Ghana Stadium. My colleague Muthana Villa, as he has been doing throughout the week, visited them at the offices, and it was real excitement.
We are coming, yo, 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 yo. We are coming. We are coming, yeah, yeah, yeah. We are coming. We are coming, yo, 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 yo. We are coming. We are coming, yeah, 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 yeah. No challenger. No challenger. No. You know what? Some of the companies have engaged. You heard some of them talk about how they are preparing with Jose Mourinho. Others are doing with Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. Who is the manager you are working with?
No, exactly. You know, this morning I heard the Fair Wages CEO, bragging and saying that, they are coming to, cause waves. Please, we are sending signal to all of them. Minerals Commission, we are coming with our bulldozers. We are coming with our excavators. We are coming with our excavators, the bulldozers, and anybody who comes our way, we are going to clear that person. We are going to clear that person. Look. Yabao, yabao, yabao. We are going to combine multiple strategies, you know, a combination of Mikel Arteta strategy, combination of Pep Guardiola, you know, every strategy that matters, but we will not disclose it yet. We have sent scouts out there who are observing what our enemies are doing. And on the 29th, trust us, our CEO, Mr. Isaac Tando, will win the CEO penalty shootouts. Our ladies are poised to conquer the penalty shootouts. You know, every strategic event, we have realized last year that we didn't participate in most of them. This year we are coming, and strategically we are going to win more laurels. I can assure you.
When you said she's going to win the female penalty shootout, she took a back step. I'm wondering why she's taking back step. I'm not sure you can win the female penalty shootout.
I'm sure, and I am winning it. Those of you watching me.
Yeah. You know what? Minerals Commission over the years have always spoken big, and whenever they show up, they let us have a proper appreciation of why they are the entity that supervises everything mineral in this country. Marino is not enough.
Fair wages, we are hoping that you will not, at the end of the day, begin to cut salaries, because they are going to be mesmerized.
And after you are mesmerized, you will have to come to Minerals Commission and see them display all the trophies they've won at the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. See you at the University of Ghana Stadium on August 29th.
Yep, Minerals Commission, exciting times, very much to look forward to. But then, Heritage Christian University, they are returning to the competition after competing fiercely in the previous edition, and they are sending warnings to their opponent about what to expect from them across all the disciplines that will be on display come August 29th.
We are going, we are going.
So talk to me about this very school. What makes it stand tall among other universities in this country?
Thank you very much. So Heritage Christian University is unique in this sense in terms of value-driven education. And as you can see yourself, you were saying it. Whatever you are studying here, have it at the back of your mind that do not expect somebody to employ you. Whatever you are studying, make sure, even if you are working for somebody, you are adding something or you are doing something that will bring benefit to the next person beside you or employ the person. That is one way unique. And it's value-driven, as I said, and Christian-based education.
Now talk to me about the invitational tournament. I see so many talented boys and girls.
You know what? I think you invited, since the invitational tournament, you invited us last year. That was our maiden or first edition. You saw what we did. We were in the semi-finals because we couldn't just come and then you just come over. You just came and then you take over. No, when you do that, people will even attack you. So we came to warm up with you. Expect the heat now. We are not just coming to give you the same, experience we gave you. This one is up there. Do you know the difference between kangaroo and kakalika? Do you know it? You don't know the difference? Okay, one is just a pest, and one you can understand what it is. So we are coming, like we are not coming like kakalika. We are coming like kangaroos with the speed, the alacrity, the energy, the vibrancy, and the excitement.
If you haven't been here already to get admission, you have to do that right now. Join them. Experience what it means to be a student of Heritage Christian University, and they will imbibe in you the qualities to become an entrepreneur in the near future. Admissions are still in progress. Is it ongoing?
Yes. I know most parents think that admission is over elsewhere, but Heritage is still admitting because we are waiting for the WASSCE results. So from mature, HND top-up, WASSCE graduate, those who are waiting, everybody can apply. Admission is ongoing. And we just introduced law. In addition to the numerous, we have over 41 programs. So we have programs for everybody. Even as we speak, the reason why we are even different, we are the only private university with sports science now, as we speak. And you can see from behind. So it tells you we walk the talk. We add science to practice. You understand that? Here, we add science to practice.
How does one get admitted to this school?
Very simple. Very, very simple. You can call us on any of our numbers, 054-7777-731, or you go to our website, www.hcu.edu.gh. And then three simple steps, you gain admission from our website.
When the steps are simple, you know that you can only get that at Heritage Christian University.
And that's the team at the Heritage Christian University, very much poised for the tournament. And if your company yet to register, you obviously want to get in touch with the team here. You can call the Joy from Front Desk or just get in touch with us across all our handles, and we will definitely get you on board. Slots are still open and just a few left, so do rush and register. Let's talk about the Black Queens now, because they came from behind to beat Ivory Coast 2-1 earlier today to end one of Africa's last two chances to qualify for the Women's World Cup. This is how the game unfolded in Morocco.
We're about to see the first goal of the game. We are, because it is turned in. Ines Kono as Princess, and the teenage goalkeeper is beaten, headed down. Black Queens blasts it home, and Ghana, who were trailing, now lead.
And with that win, Ghana has now qualified for an intercontinental playoff that is expected to happen later this year. And following that tournament, then the Queens will secure their place in the World Cup, which will be taking place next year. Meanwhile, the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Akufo-Addo, has been reacting to the Black Queens protest over outstanding per diems. And he says that the concerns that were raised by the Queens will be addressed, while reaffirming their support for the women's national team.
I will treat all the 3 matches they played at the group stage as if they won all of them. usually it's a winning bonus. What you win is what you get paid for. But last year, in order to further motivate them, I said they played 3 matches at the group stage. They won only 1. But they should go and win the quarterfinals for me. When they win the quarterfinals, I will treat all the 3 matches they played at the group stage as if they won all. So it's going to be the amount assigned as winning bonus for the group stage times 3, instead of they being entitled to what? Only 1. This year also, when I visited them at the camp, I repeated that the reward as given them last year will be given and further even what? Enhanced. I said so because I knew this year's WAFCON was also a qualification for the World Cup. So it is of a bigger value to us as a country than even the last year's one. Unfortunately, they won 1 game at the group stage and qualified for the quarterfinal and lost the quarterfinals. So if you didn't win the quarterfinals as you did in 2025, then you don't expect me to now treat you with the 2025 standard when you didn't fulfill that same standard in 2026. So that's where they're getting me wrong that way, because I promised that what happened last year would happen. So in their mind, despite losing the quarterfinals match against Malawi, we should still treat their group stage because they qualified to quarterfinals and pay them full. I said no, that cannot happen because that was not the condition under which we operated even in 2025.
Well, it's time to head to Germany now and connect with our partners DWTV for a wrap of all that has been happening in Europe. And this time we're connecting with Thomas Sparrow. Thomas, good to have you and welcome back. Let's begin with a big transfer from the Bundesliga. It has to do with the Ivorian wonderkid Yan Diomande, who has now moved from Leipzig to Real Madrid. Of course, he has started training, but just give us a little insight into how this deal unfolded and what it means for the player and even the club, RB Leipzig.
What a transfer that was. 19-year-old Yan Diomande from Leipzig. He had only been at Leipzig actually for 1 year since 2025. He actually arrived at Leipzig only with a handful of matches as a professional footballer and now leaves as Africa's most expensive player. He joins 15-time Champions League winners Real Madrid in what is being described as probably one of the most important signings of this summer in Europe. Yan Diomande, also a player that was very important in the World Cup, playing for his national country for Ivory Coast, and a player that here in Germany in the Bundesliga last season was really outstanding. The words to describe him are really from most media that have said he's one of the greatest talents and one talent that will now obviously leave the Bundesliga and play for Real Madrid. This cements Real Madrid's standing as a team that actually buys players, young players, before they reach their peak, even if that means paying a lot of money for them. We're talking here of up to 140 million euros, and it cements the standing of RB Leipzig as a team that is a springboard for talents, a springboard for players who go to this team, RB Leipzig, and then join some of the bigger teams in Europe. You may know Dani Olmo, for example. You may know other players as well. Szoboszlai, who now plays in Europe, who now plays in Liverpool. Those are all players that have left their mark at Leipzig before actually moving to other parts of Europe. So a very big signing indeed, and one that has left a mark here in the Bundesliga and very probably will leave a mark also in the Spanish league with Real Madrid.
Interesting, Sparrow. Meanwhile, a new German manager, of course, is now set to play a big role in the Premier League. And we're talking about Matthias Gisels. He has now moved to Newcastle and is expected to fill the big shoes of Eddie Howe there as Newcastle look to, fight for big things in the Premier League. Tell us about him and his chances in the Premier League.
Actually, Gisels, well, he's not someone who's very well known, or at least not as well known as other German trainers. You may know Jürgen Klopp or Nagelsmann, but Gisels, a very young, very talented trainer that has now actually become one of the Premier League's outstanding also trainers for the upcoming season, joining Newcastle, so one of the very big teams in the Premier League, replacing Eddie Howe, who was also a very important manager at Newcastle. And what this signing actually shows is also Newcastle's interest in, on the one hand, having a young trainer that can leave a mark, that can leave his own mark in Newcastle, that can bring in the players that he wants. So it's not necessarily a trainer that is very well known or that already brings, let's say, a style that is completely defined. And that is something that was also important for Newcastle, bringing a young talent, a young trainer to lead the team into their next phase. Yalley is relatively well known here in Germany, but he reached as a trainer most of his success in Saudi Arabia and in Austria. So while on the one hand he does have success as a trainer, those who are questioning this signing by Newcastle say that he doesn't necessarily have experience at the highest level with the team in the Premier League. And by the way, not only a team in the Premier League, but a very important team in the Premier League as well. So all eyes will be placed on this German trainer to see how much he can develop Newcastle, how much he can bring success to Newcastle, how many players he can bring, how many stars he can bring in. So a lot of pressure for a young, very talented trainer in Newcastle, Yalley.
Yeah, very much looking forward to see how Yalley will be faring in the Premier League. But not also the Bundesliga is going to start some few days from now. Talk to me about preparations as far as the teams are concerned. Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, how are they preparing for the start of the new season?
Well, you can imagine that most teams are preparing for the league, also for the German Cup, which will start before, for the German Super Cup, in the case of two of those very important teams. And most of them have been playing friendly matches, for instance, against Premier League teams as well. Bayern Munich beating Aston Villa during their Asia tour. Also Dortmund playing Premier League teams, Leipzig and so on. So what these teams have actually in common is that they're preparing on the one hand with some of the new players that they have brought in. Bayern Munich have brought in several new players, most importantly obviously Saibari from PSV Eindhoven, but also Nathaniel Brown, a young German talent. And the challenge is bringing those players into the team while also making sure that the stars that were there last season or even the seasons before can actually be brought up to speed, especially if they were playing in the World Cup. So you may think that obviously Bayern with Harry Kane, with Michael Olise, those are two players that had a very important role during the World Cup, and they've been brought back progressively. So from that perspective, teams are now preparing for the coming season. If you look specifically at Bayern, the main challenge that they will have is to, on the one hand, to defend their double, the double that they won last season, so Bundesliga and German Cup, but they will also want to obviously leave a mark in the Champions League. That remains a sore point for the German champions, because while they have left their mark here many times in the German National League in the past few years, they have actually been eliminated from the Champions League, either in the quarterfinals or in the semi-finals. So that is something that this year they will want to change, specifically under Vincent Kompany as manager, a manager that is also leaving his mark in Bayern Munich.
Well, we're waiting to see. Bayern Munich will retain their title going into the new Bundesliga season. Thomas, really appreciate your time tonight. That's Thomas Sparrow. He's with our partner station DWTV, bringing us the very latest across Europe. And that is how we wrap it up on tonight's edition of Prime Sports. We've got more stories for you on myjoyonline.com. And as I mentioned earlier, registration for the Joy Sports Invitational is still underway. You can find all the details on myjoyonline.com/sports. Do get there and get your company to be part of it. This is a fine opportunity for the staff to network, to relieve some stress and have some fun. So go sign and get to be part of the fun. Multimedia team is getting ready, and we'll be there to win all the trophies also. Do enjoy your night.
People look in envy at Rwanda, Malaysia, and Singapore. What it took to get them where they are we prepared to do that? Singapore still has corporal punishment, but all the human rights lawyers are in Ghana, though.
When Akufo-Addo was in power, do you know how we hold in neck? But there is a new political party in power, a new sheriff in town. I will not be boxed into submission.
No matter how much money you give to a poor mind, they will go back broke.
If I have to sleep with somebody for my rent, sleep with somebody to get a car, sleep with somebody who's going to give me the dress, are you not tired?
Neutrality about journalism is a fallacy. You cannot be a football fanatic and say that you are neither Kotoko or Hearts.
Your mom is in the kitchen and you're like, I have rehearsal, so you won't help mommy cook. We're gonna have an audacious sister who doesn't know how to cook. Wow. Talk, no, they cook rice.
And when do children go to school and when don't children go to school? Yeah, bomba. It's a Columbia classes.
You don't always have to win when it comes to pageants or competitions.
You don't always have to win.
You don't always have to win.
But you entered because you wanted to
Exactly.
When I find somebody saying, my boss didn't like me, that's why I left. It's weird because we are constantly looking for very competent workers and we don't want them to leave.
Where do you get this love to give?
That's a very deep one.
For some of us, we don't have anybody to confide in, so the next person is the wrong person.
No matter how we feel like we are superstars or we're artists, we're human. I will never be able to please everybody.
My dad left when I was a little younger, but of course, to work for us.
Mine abandoned my mom. Yeah. I was not even 1 year old when this happened. So the only image of him I have is a picture.
And I can confidently say this live arrangement things boys are doing, we started it. So we try to do one or two twists to make it exciting. I think they should acknowledge what we do.
We can only give you the platform to have these conversations that we're having.
I'm not sure any musician can just get to the Grammys without knowing how to do a live band, especially the singers or the rappers or anything of that sort. So when it comes to live band, I think it's the engine of music in the world right now. You should know how to do a live band as an artist or as a musician to be able to get there. So I think
Decisions I made in my pajamas, upon the morning matter. Up the front with the kata, get ready for another, to talk of the morning matter.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told.